Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back, and I am back for not more drinking because the 12 horse is still draining, and I realize I did say distilling when it is not. I apologize for that. I'm here because I did a little bit of a PS3 review, and I kind of trashed it because all of its exclusives were a giant pile of steaming shit. So I figured, to be fair, I would review the one, the only, Microsoft's precious Halo 3. And do you know what I think of Halo 3? I'll tell you what I think of Halo 3. I think, yeah! Oh, it didn't snap. It was supposed to... Wow! Yeah, that's what I think of Halo 3. Right there. That's the best quality I've seen in there is the non-snapping disc. What the fuck, Bungie? Seriously, I was never much of a Halo fan to begin with. I kind of lumped it in with GoldenEye, with the console players going like, wow, we have a decent game, this is so awesome, because we can't play the real games. We can't play fucking Jedi Knight, or Duke Nukem, or, any game that has any kind of semblance of quality. So, not that I'm panning GoldenEye. It's not that GoldenEye was terrible, just that when I was told that, I was lauded GoldenEye, and it was, wow, it's just a shooter. There were good things about it. It did do some things that were kind of unique and kind of envelope pushing, but all in all, nothing spectacular as far as I knew. And I kind of lumped Halo in with that. I played it a bit, but I never really got into it. I was more of a PC guy at that point. Mouse and keyboard all the way. You could never fucking play a shooter with a controller. Yeah. So eventually I did get over myself, and right around that time, Halo 3 was coming out, and they had this fucking brilliant marketing campaign where, it's like, oh, Master Chief was our last hope, and he brought hope to all of us, and was gonna save us all, and he was this badass, and yay. And yeah, I really, really bought into it. And the marketing campaign alone, I've always enjoyed the music for Halo, and the characters have always been pretty cool. The Master Chief, the consummate professional badass. I couldn't argue with that. But I never really gave this series the time of day because I played it once or twice, and I was like, I'm not seeing anything envelope pushing here. You're basically cheering for something that's middle of the road. So I kind of wrote it off until this great advertising campaign for Halo 3 comes out, and I get sold on it based on the advertising alone, which I guess that's what it was supposed to do. So I go out and a couple days before the game is supposed to come out, I track down a buddy who's got an Xbox. We tear through Halo and its repetitive levels, and not that it was a bad game. I did enjoy it. It did have its merits, and we tore through Halo 2. And a lot of people give flack to Halo 2 for, you're not the Master Chief the whole time, you're the Arbiter. But I had no objections to the Arbiter. I really enjoyed him. And then comes Halo 3. I was there. This is the first midnight release game I have ever been to was Halo 3, and I traded in a couple games, and I picked it up. I didn't get the giant helmet edition, no. I got the one down, $10 extra edition. And if any of you are worried that, maybe I destroyed my disc and, oh no, you can never play Halo again, I couldn't play Halo again anyway because the fucking marketing that went into the great Master Chief is the badass who saves us all and gives us hope did not go in the fucking packaging, which ruined my disc. Yeah, thanks, Bungie. You could have spent an extra couple dollars, on your packaging. Or, here's a fucking better idea, you could have spent it on your goddamn game. Halo 3 was the biggest letdown as far as game design goes for me. Because there was a lot of stuff, I'm coming, fresh off of, BioShock. The shooter that got me to sit down at a console and play. Long story short, I ordered it for PC. The PC version, the guy screwed up my order. He actually said that there was a sale, not a pre-order, so I couldn't get the PC Collector's Edition. So I figured, what the hell, I own an Xbox 360 at this point. I got the 360 edition. I figured I'd deal with the controls, and I got used to the controls, and like I said, I got over myself, and after storytelling, after awesome level design, after all of this awesome stuff, I play this fucking epic turd. And I really don't have a lot to say for it. The level design was bland. The fucking story, which I was actually kind of sold on. I went through Wiki, I read all of the backstory, I read about all of the books and whatnot. I got really into it, and then I played this story, which was supposed to be Epic Master Chief Saves the Universe, and it was a fucking yawn fest. Like, several of the levels were me running past everything because I didn't feel like shooting shit because it was boring. A lot of the enemies turned out to be too difficult. I'm told they were like this specifically so you didn't, sit there and kill them all. Not that you couldn't, just that they took way too much ammo to kill. Not that the game was difficult. Again, I played on easy, so, I like to Rambo through things. And when I can't Rambo through things because the game doesn't want you to Rambo through things because you're supposed to have some sort of sense of whatever, you're not badass, you're just a dude running away from everything. Yeah, that's really well done. And the fucking giant open windows that are invisible walls. You know what is, from the 90s? You know what needs to fucking go away? Invisible fucking walls in your level stopping you from going places. I realize that you are always going to have them, but the more you can narrow them down, instead of having a giant fucking invisible wall, or just kill the player. Just kill the player outright, say you're not supposed to go there. Reach, I really enjoyed Reach. I give Reach a lot of credit. Reach was the game that this fucking, God knows what the fuck it should have been. They, instead of having invisible walls, said, return to the battlefield or whatever. Bungie, I definitely give them credit. They can make a good game. This was not it. This was a sad, sorry, pathetic attempt at a video game. It's like they didn't even try. It's like they slapped some shit together. Again, it does have its good points. It's not awful, like it's not the worst game, but this was Microsoft's flagship game. This is what they were going for. This was supposed to be the shit, and it was shit, but it wasn't the shit. What it comes down to basically is there was a lot of development that just seemed like it wasn't there. The polish was gone. Now, I'm sure the multiplayer was fantastic, but I'm not a multiplayer kind of guy. Not that I'm terrible at it, just that, deathmatch has been deathmatch, and deathmatch was deathmatch frickin' 15 years ago when I was doing it in Doom and Duke Nukem, and you have different game modes like capture the flag or this or that, and yeah, it is fun. I can enjoy it, but I wouldn't buy a game for that. I bought a game for a single player experience. I bought a game where the single player experience was touted as being like this awesome, ultimate, badass, epic. No. It was none of that shit. It was, it was epic. It was epic fucking failure. That's what this game was. That's why I have no fucking remorse about the destruction of the disc, aside from the fact that it didn't play anymore. To their credit, Microsoft did offer, if your disc was scratched in, and look at this fucking wonderful packing material that the game was shipped with. That held your disc in, and if it shook, your disc fell out and rolled around and got scratched and ruined. And if your disc was scratched and ruined at release, Microsoft would replace it. My disc was scratched, but it wasn't ruined. I played through the entire game. It was great. The next time I picked it up, I couldn't load. I got partway into the first chapter to try and give it another chance. Maybe I was missing something. And no, it just fucking failed. But that was after the time when you can get your disc replaced, so I guess I'm boned. But that, in a nutshell, is my review of Halo 3. It's the fucking epitome of what exclusive games should not be. If you're gonna make a video game, make a fucking quality video game, and not this fucking shelled out shit. I'll give the design, I'll give the character design. The story was alright, but the music is fantastic, as always, in the Halo series. And the last level was fun. The rest of the game, no, don't buy it, avoid it, stay away from it, unless you like hideously overpriced deathmatch games. In that case, if you buy a PS3, you can go buy MAG.